Time to do everything.
Right.
All right. So,
welcome
to the first incarnation of a new series we're going to be calling, for the moment, we don't know if this is the final title, Need It or Yeet It.
Yeet.
Yeet. This is a series in which we come at you as the nerdy / geeky people we are with some sort of item or collection or some sort of thing that is cool, collectible, or maybe not. Maybe it's terrible. We might be doing a video in the future of terrible stuff that all needs to be eaten, or maybe not. We never know. But pretty much in this first episode, I have brought 2 items, and Ant has technically 3, but they're all the same idea.
They encompass one idea.
Yeah. So, what we'll need you to do in the comments below is if you believe that this is an item that is needed, you put that in the comments. If you think that it should be yeeted, you let us know. Say it should be yeeted, and we'll fucking not do anything, because I'm not yeeting my collectibles. Fuck you. Moving forward, I guess I'll start with my first one. I'll reach off camera and then cut the video to where I have it in my hand. And with the power of movie magic, this is my first item, but not really.
No.
So, what this is a 3D printed resin lightsaber of Ezra Bridger's lightsaber from Star Wars Rebels, one of my favorite animated series.
You 3D printed that?
Yes.
Can I?
Yes. So it is a fully resin 3D print. If you don't know what resin 3D printers are, you'll be seeing some video of it on the screen right now. Pretty much, it is a printer in which there is a vat of this goo that, over the course of time, an LED screen.
Impressive as hell.
I appreciate it. No, you're good. It's feeling. But there's an LED screen that shows an image of each layer, and that will project up onto the resin, and then a build plate will pull it out of the resin every so often, specific time intervals and whatever. Each resin's different, so you have to set those settings. This piece specifically is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 pieces total.
How do you get them to all go together like that, solid like that?
So for this one specifically, since I wasn't using clear resin for it, this is all white resin, which you obviously cannot tell because of that. Normally with resin, there's a thing you can do called resin welding, where I actually did do it, and I can show you a close-up of it in a minute. You put resin, like actual liquid resin, on finished parts. Yeah. And then you have this flashlight, which is a UV flashlight. Ones you've probably seen in like crime shows where you want to see the spooge on places and whatnot.
There seems to be a semen trail.
Yes. So you pretty much like shine that light on it, and it acts as if it's the LED screen, but it welds those things together.
Got it.
This piece right here, the actual tip, the piece itself actually ends right there, but there's a hole that goes deeper. So to fix that, because I didn't model this myself specifically, I actually took the same part and printed it twice, and then shrunk it on the Z-axis, so like the up and down, and then took the bottom of it, because this is a solid bottom, and welded them together so it stuck out further. Nice. And you can see that because there's a weld right there. It's got a little gloop. And I kind of liked it, because I was like, oh, it kind of looks like...
worn. It looks used.
Like, because for this specific lightsaber, it's actually a blaster that shoots here with this button, and also a lightsaber, because the character likes that. But this isn't specifically the item. The item is the 3D printer. Yes, I will do that now. I have a plugin that allows me to do this, and I've never
There's a lightsaber in here.
So there's that.
Watch out!
And now it's off. So that's cool. That's fun video editing for you. Hollywood, baby. But yeah, this 3D printer has been really kind to me. I've been printing some cool stuff, action figure, accessories. I've been printing armor pieces for an action figure where I Dremel like a whole entire figure down to like nothing and then put new armor pieces on it to make it a completely new character. Head sculpts for like unmasked heads for characters that don't have it. Other lightsabers. I have 2 other ones that I've printed so far as well. I think I'm going to do Yoda next because it's a nice small one and it's kind of funny because it's tiny. But yeah, 3D printer is my first need it. I've also printed a little cute, I think it's called Homer Stoice. It's literally Blastoise with Homer Simpson's head because I thought it was funny.
Blastoise Simpson.
Yes.
Blastomer.
I'll get some footage of that as well.
Blastmer Homestoice. No, Blastmer Simstoice.
Splice.
We're not.
If you get that, you watch this week's episode of the podcast. But besides that, I might be purchasing a new 3D printer pretty soon that is an FDM printer, which means that it extrudes from the top and prints up as opposed to the goo that pulls it out of the vat.
Okay.
So that'll be... And it also prints in plastic as opposed to resin. Because with this, as you felt, because you had it in your hand, it's a little bit hefty.
Yeah.
Because it's just solid resin. The plastic one, it's like thinner plastic. So it's more like a toy or like... just a little bit easier. And like if I were to throw this on the ground, it would shatter like glass.
Really?
Like not like window glass, but like like a window.
It would shatter though.
It would shatter because it's just solid resin.
And I never would have thought that. From how it feels like tough. Like if I dropped it, it would just drop. Like
Here's the thing: it might survive but it will definitely get some sort of wear on it. But it is. I also weathered it with paint and painted it myself.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
It looks worn.
I also used a new thing called Rub and Buff. New to me, not new to the world. It's like a little goo container where you like rub silver on it, and then the more you buff it, the more it becomes silver. But it looks more like a lightsaber that's been used than a lightsaber that's factory new, I guess you could say, if you're a CSGO player. But yeah, I will be making a new 3D printer purchase soon, printing some bigger stuff, maybe some helmets. I was thinking about doing some Star Wars helmet stuff, because obviously, and then maybe even some video game type helmets, like maybe a Mega Man helmet. Put that in the background, paint that up. I could do that as well. I could do the photon blaster. There's a game thing you can get at GameStop that's that. I don't know if you've seen it before.
The blaster?
You can get that.
Like it's like it's made out of like I don't know. It's like cloth, right?
No.
It's like
there's like an actual
metal.
plastic thing. You can put it on your arm and it
Really?
lights up, and you can like.
I've seen like the
sound effects and lights.
the one that looks like a sleeve.
I know what's gonna be on a future episode, maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe. Or maybe Christmas.
Ooh.
And
Santa.
Christmas just got better. Anyway, but yeah, so 3D printer is my first item for Need It or Yeet It of the series. What are your thoughts, Ant? Is it a Need It or is it a Yeet It?
So much work went into that. How could you not need it? I'm not eating that.
Yeah.
If I eat it, it'll shatter.
Exactly.
And we don't
That's
want
our
that.
first episode. To be fair, in this episode, we have a lot of Need-Its just to get the hype going for it. But there will be some Yeet-Its coming soon, I think, in my personal opinion.
Or if you think it should be yeeted,
Yes. Let me know.
comment.
I won't Yeet it, but
I would like to know
I'll
what
feel
you
bad.
would do to it. Right.
Ant, what is your first? Well, technically, we're doing one. It's 3 items, but it's 1. Numbers.
Got it. Word. Mini consoles we got here. I don't know if it's coming up.
There's B-roll, so you don't have to like super
still.
show it. But yeah.
I got the NES Classic, SNES Classic, and the PlayStation one. I think I chose these because I don't necessarily need these, but I like having them because obviously it's nostalgia trip. This is my childhood.
They're
right
cute.
here in gaming. They're quick little, like, you could plug into any screen, just play emulation, pick up and play anywhere type things. Now, I think they're needed because I also hack these with ROMs and emulators. So while these, if you have a problem with that in 2021, then I don't know what to tell you. Shut up.
ROMs are the way.
Yeah, like what do you? Come on. Like the SNES one, I think came with like 30 games. I think the NES one came with a similar number of games, and I think they both now have, I don't know, 50 to around 50 games on them each.
Jeez.
Just because I packed them with like my entire like the entire library for the system almost.
Jeez. How many games does each system have?
It's way more than 50. It's not the entire. I was an embellishment, but
no, I have no idea. To be fair, you could have been right in my mind.
NES alone is hundreds and hundreds of games.
Gotcha.
But I have maybe somewhere between 50 and 100 games.
That's
on each
enough.
one. Yeah,
more than enough.
I have the games I want on there.
Yeah.
The PlayStation one I did the same too. I think it came with 20 games, 30 games. Mm-hmm. I installed a RetroArch on it, so now I have, I don't know, about 50 PS1 games plus arcade games plus SNES, all the systems. Like,
that's where we played Turtles on. If you didn't know.
If you remember that video. All the Game Boys, DS, all those systems are on this PlayStation. Mm-hmm. But I think it's cool to have just for history's sake too. Like I have a son and I let him play, which you should know by now if you've watched us. But for the people who don't know,
he hasn't interrupted in a while. So to be fair,
true. You never know.
He's definitely in bed.
Yeah, he's in bed now.
Yeah. It's a school night.
Yeah, like I hooked up the SNES one and he had a blast with it because it's completely foreign to him. Mm. He knows the characters, he knows who Mario is and all that, but he's never experienced these games before. So for just the historical reasons alone, just preservation, I think these things are pretty cool to have.
All right. I like that.
Plus, I'm just a nerd for nostalgia. So.
Are these the only 3 that are out right now, or is there more than this?
They have a Sega Genesis one as well. I don't have that one. I kind of missed the boat because if you don't get them when they're first kind of out, the price skyrockets. Like if you look for the Sega Genesis one on Amazon, it's like $100-something. Like I'm not.
Jesus. You can literally get it on Nintendo Switch soon, so
yeah, right.
What's the porpoise?
Right,
porpoise.
But I want it though, just because I don't have it. I want
just
that
the completion.
Yes,
you're talking to the right guy when it comes to that, because I'm a completionist when it comes to shit.
I want to get that one and just cram it with the entire library as well.
Gotcha.
But I don't have that one. But there's an Atari one. I'm trying to think about
and there's also like the Retron too, which is just like that's more. You plug the games into it.
Yeah, but you can also emulate on those.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, you can.
Did not know.
But yeah, man. So needed to yeet it.
I definitely
retro mini consoles.
100% need, especially for the content for this channel coming soon, most likely. More and more and more because PC's coming back soon. So
man, once that thing gets up and running and we're in the clear, it's going to be an avalanche.
As of that point, we're not even a podcast anymore. We're a YouTube channel.
Yeah, right.
We're actually a channel.
We're that YouTube channel from a podcast you might know us from.
Yeah.
So next
up. So this is the final item of this experimental video type. So this item, I will preface it with, recently went to a comic store with a bunch of friends and NGPs that alike, who are loyal listeners to the show and support us on our merch, listening to the episodes, everything. Yeah. Love them very much so. Went to this comic store. I was expecting to not buy anything. I bought a lot. There's a lot more than I bought than just this one specific thing, but comics have always been something that's been very important to me ever since I was young. I went to my local comic shop that's still there to this day. I remember still going there for the first time and just being like, oh my god, this is better than a Toys R Us. Like, because it's just toys, comics, books, like miniatures for D&D, miniatures for other games, cards, and like...
You zeroed in on exactly your area of nerdiness.
Yes. It's like my room, but like bigger. And I was like, I love it, and I want to live there, but I can't.
Not with that attitude.
But even when I was there, like when I was a kid, specifically, I guess I'll pull the item out now, movie magic. This is...
Beautiful is what it is.
Yes. This is a CGC graded 9.6 Web of Spider-Man number 100. As you can see in the lovely B-rolls, because this is probably a reflection or something.
Not too bad,
it's not too bad, but you know,
I see
it's
it now.
shiny.
Yeah.
This is the debut of the Spider armor. You could remember this from the original Spider-Man PS1 game. In like when you would get your armored up stat, it was actually right after the jump scare part where the two chords did like bang. If you make a left at the T, there's this little office space that looks like it's like the head honcho's office. And if you go up in the vents and crawl all the way to the back, that's where that little token is. You get it, and you get this suit. It's not an unlockable suit. It's literally only something so that like you like are more resistant to damage because it's armor. I remember when I went to that local comic shop back in the day, my mom would take me and my cousins there, and it would literally just be like, go, grab what you want. That's your birthday present. Whenever it was our birthdays, and it would rotate, and it was like that or Toys R Us most of the time. And when it was Toys R Us, it was like one thing. When it was Wade's, it was like whatever the fuck you want, go. And I was like,
I know that felt
hell
good.
Yeah.
As a kid, that's like,
oh yeah, because
hitting the lottery.
The beauty of it is like comics are kind of cheap when they're back issues and whatnot. And this was one that I picked up that day. And it was this and like one of my original Spider-Man figures, which was like the first superposable one where his head kind of looks weird and like he's got the hand that's like this and then the one thwipping hand. And it was like a very sentimental comic because it was gorgeous. And I picked it up and I was like, oh, this is dope. And I remember having it and then playing the game and being like, oh, that's that from this. And like, if you look at it in the game, it looks nothing like this. Like, if you look at his fingers, he actually has like spider rings on each individual fingers that are all chromed out, which is kind of funny to me because it's like he's got like some bling.
He's fly.
Yeah, but it was always it's a great comic in the first place. He fights like a ton of people, gets the armor on, and just starts kicking ass. And I love it. So I saw it at this comic store that I went with the friends to. I was going to pick up like a different one, Todd McFarlane one that was also CGC graded. And I have like 8 copies of that comic individually, not even on graded stuff. Yeah. Just because I love Todd McFarlane's art. But I saw this and I was like, oh no, that's it. That's the one.
No denying.
Grabbed it. Had my sack of like single comics, which I spent way too much money that day. It's beside the point. To be fair, if I didn't spend the money on this, I would have been able to get a 3D printer that day.
Okay.
That's how much money I spent at the comic shop that day.
Right.
This was a pretty penny. But yes, this is my final need or yeet in this shine. Look how shiny it is.
It's beautiful.
Yes. What are your thoughts, Ant? Is this a need? Do you think it makes sense to have a comic in a sealed plastic container that you can never read again?
The story you told around it qualifies as a need.
All right.
It's sentimental. It's from your childhood. Yes. It's issue 100. It comes with gravity.
Yeah.
It's been rated.
It's close to 10, but it's not. But if I had a 10, that'd be nice.
Yeah, but come on, you're 9.6. Yeah.
There's a part of me that wants to get like a Deadpool comic or something that's like rated 6.9.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just like the meme. But like, I think it's a great. First of all, it's just a great comic, and then overall, it's just gorgeous. Being
art is amazing.
Metallic.
Yeah.
You never really get comic art like that nowadays. It's like more muscular and like weird. Nowadays it's like very like stylized and both are gorgeous nonetheless, but like it's definitely a different time. And this is one of my favorite covers.
What year is it from?
That is a great question. 92.
92.
I wasn't even born yet when this came out.
6.
Yeah, man.
92 is when I got this Super Nintendo.
That mini one.
No.
But yeah, this is
regular size.
This is a great comic. I love it. It also has on the back, which is very funny, because since it's a clear plastic container that is welded shut with heat, Crunch and Munch buttery toffee popcorn with peanuts.
For your crunching and munching needs.
The advertisement says, what if you could get an exclusive Marvel trading card free in specially marked packages of Crunch and Munch? So I guess you could
those
get some
munch and
cool
get
cards.
your Marvel stuff.
Yeah. And you could also get a limited edition Marvel Universe poster.
Oh, we gotta rip it open now. Let's rip it open.
No. The only way to do that would be like break it over something.
Let's break it over something.
We're not going to do that unless the people think that it should be yeeted. But even if you do, fuck you, I'm not breaking it. But yeah, that's our first episode of I was going to say Eat It or Yeet It, which is a Smosh TV show on YouTube.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
I was about to say that's our food show, but never mind. It's already a show.
It's already a food show. But this is Need It or Yeet It. For now, maybe unless we figure out a better name or a different name in general. But let us know what you think. Were all 3 items needs as we believe them to be?
Right.
Or do you think that one of them needs to be yeeted out a window of a moving car on a highway at 90 miles per hour?
Oddly specific.
Yeah, right.
Only at 90 though. If you're fucking at 89 or 91, fuck out of here.
Exactly. But if you enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe to the channel.
Please.
Podcast every single Thursday and Friday here on YouTube. Check out our social media. Save the letter B and then before quitting on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and here on YouTube.
Titty.
Much love, and we'll see you next time. And remember to always
Save before quitting.
Peace and love.
Peace out.